Okay, well, we're here again. It's Friedrichshafen 2023. I'm joined by Bob Inderbitzen from the ARRL.
Thank you,
How are you doing, Bob?
Very good. It's nice to see you here again.
I'm here again for another year. I'm here again.
Ham radio in Germany.
Indeed.
Or in Europe.
Yeah, so you were saying to me earlier that you get out quite a lot around the States, not so much around the rest of the world. This must be one of your further distances you travel to.
Yeah, the ham radio convention here ends up being a nice setup for connecting with many other society representatives, other associations, and ARRL members around Europe and even around the world come to Friedrichshafen.
Yeah, and I've just signed the book because I'm a member as well, so that's good.
That's right, yes, thank you. Yeah, we have lots of guests who've been coming by.
Excellent. So what's been happening in the last year then, Bob, of interest within the ARRL?
So ARRL has a new learning center platform. It's a hub of educational content for members. One of the things we've identified in amateur radio is that not everyone has a mentor, not everyone has a helping hand through a local radio club. So we've invested in a significant amount of content to help people with their first project build, their first operating on the air, understanding HF digital, all the different aspects of amateur radio that are interesting are available in our learning hub.
Are these, what is this, video content or PDFs?
Video, PDFs, multimedia experience. But the idea here is that someone could digest small amounts of content and learn something new in amateur radio, and then we can provide that education sort of asynchronously. They can do it when they want to.
When they consume it when they're ready. Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. So certainly in the UK, we've had quite a lot of people that have joined the hobby over lockdown that maybe aren't members of clubs, and we're finding people are joining that have perhaps haven't had that experience. So actually, I think that's a good idea, having that online method of doing that is perhaps a great thing. You mentioned to me earlier that the theme of the event this weekend is actually STEM.
Yes,
it's a different
I think
acronym, isn't it,
Germans use an acronym called MINT.
MINT, that was it.
It sounds very good. And for us it's STEM, but they're the same things. It's science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's young people using amateur radio, for us, young people using amateur radio as the breadboard for understanding wireless technology. So we're not selling amateur radio on its own merit, we're selling amateur radio as an underpinning to learn wireless communications.
Okay. Interesting.
Because the world needs a lot more young people who pursue careers in radio technology and radio communications.
Absolutely. I suppose, look at technology. There's a huge amount of RF technology that's very new, and think about satellite communications and mobile communications. All that is RF based. It may not be amateur radio.
That's right. Even a device like our own cell phone is packed with radios, but only a few people really know about the technology that drives these. And we could import that technology, including the development, from other countries, but in the United States, we want to be a country that also encourages young people to become those next developers, those next engineers.
And we need those people, because when we've retired, or we've got set of people doing that have retired, we need to replace them, and we need people that have got that knowledge. And interestingly, it's certainly in my part of the world, so many folks that you talk to in the hobby do it as a career. It's not just a hobby, they actually work in RF, various different types, as their day job. And then they do it as a hobby as well.
Amateur radio is a connecting hobby, and for many ham radio operators my age, when I ask at a radio club meeting, how many of you got your career because of amateur radio? It opens doors. It provides opportunities for career opportunities and education. Another area that we're really working hard at is our networking of college radio clubs. We have a very vibrant network of the next generation of hams already active in their universities.
That's good. Yeah, I can see that being very good. I think there's similar things happening in the UK as well, with the society, the RSGB are doing something similar, trying to hook into the and support those clubs and give them what they need to be able to
vibrant clubs and keeping the eye on what does it take to not just make licensees but make people hams be active in amateur radio.
And I think you were also saying to me earlier about that there's a tie-in between other hobbies, so not just amateur radio. There's lots of radio communications in other hobbies that we can perhaps work with as well.
We call these like-minded communities, and we see these all the time in amateur radio. People who are attracted to different radio services like GMRS, pilots and aviation enthusiasts. There's a lot of crossover with amateur radio. In fact, some people get their pilot's license and their amateur radio license and find a great connection between the two services or two hobbies. A number of women who get their pilot's licenses have told us that amateur radio gives them a chance to practice being on the air, talking to the air traffic control.
I can see that, and it's funny actually, just thinking from my own personal experience at our club, we have people that have joined because they were involved with off-road driving of four-wheel drive vehicles, so they use radio for that, and they're looking for a better way to communicate. We had people that do radio control aircraft.
Yep.
So actually, flying them remotely.
Everything is more fun with radio.
Exactly.
And when you know something about radio, it often furthers that additional effort in the community.
Yeah, it does, because you suddenly realise how the thing actually works.
That's right.
And you can improve on it. And
That's right. Drone flying. Yeah.
Excellent. So look, Bob. Obviously, it's like you've had a very busy couple of days here.
It's been a great time here. It's like meeting old friends every year in Germany, and the ARRL booth has been very busy. Many people signing up to renew their membership. Our number one question has been, should ARRL continue to be here in Germany? And everyone says, well, yes, you have a product review column and a laboratory and a regulatory advocacy arm that really makes amateur radio, and not to mention radio sport, programs like DXCC and Logbook of the World. And so we're encouraged by the number of people that are glad to see we're here.
Excellent. And do you find many folks, that I remember, as I was saying earlier, I am obviously not in the US, I get my magazines via the app.
Yes.
Do you find many people do that, especially with the international members?
Interestingly, I would say it's split right down the middle. There's some people whose reading preference is digital, and so they'll save a little bit of money by not having to. But over here, a lot of people like getting their printed copy of QST, and they bring it to their club meetings, and they like to show it off.
I'll be honest with you. So the reason I've got the online version is because I've got an iPad.
It's very easy to have everything there.
And also it means I haven't got these stacks of magazines that just grow around the house.
Exactly.
Which some people might like. And,
right.
But,
so QSC is alive and well, but for some people it's digital now.
Absolutely. And I think that's the way things are starting to move.
That's the future of reading probably for many people.
Absolutely. So Bob, any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
No, I would say if you haven't ever been to this convention, put it on your calendar for next year. This is a great opportunity again to meet many of the people that we talked to on the air in a large grand convention.
Because you get to see people you maybe seen the previous years, and it's like, I haven't seen you for
some of those rare ones that do DXpeditions will come to this event and shake hands with all the people that they worked. And so get to Friedrichshafen for ham radio in 2024, and maybe we'll see you at one of the ham radio conventions in the United States.
Perfect. So Bob, if people want more information about the ARRL, where would they go to?
They should visit www.arrl.org.
Perfect. Bob, thank you very much. We'll see you in a year's time.
We appreciate all you do.
Thank you. Cheers.